hours away.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
And we're back. Not for long, though. I was going to do this earlier, but somebody needed some help. We got him into treatment. Didn't take me long. I made a phone call. One phone call. Now, this person went to detox, and what they give him? Oh, here's several pieces of paper. There you go. Try all these. He said, Deanna, I called, and most of them were women's sober living. Not good. That's not good. Nope. I mean, if you're working at detoxes, shouldn't you know the programs? I would think that you should, and what's appropriate for each person. Otherwise, why are you working there? Are you working there for a paycheck? Because if so, please get out. Please. You're killing us. All right. That's the beginning. Welcome to Daily Trudge. I'm Dion, a.k.a. the Podfather. Yeah, it's a new name I'm taking on, the Podfather. You can take that several different ways. That'll be up to you. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. I saw somebody try and sneak in here. They left. Do I not entertain you? All right, we're gonna get right to a reading here. No screwing around on this one. All right. What was I grabbing my phone? Oh, give me a random number between 1 and 164.
51.
51. It's right by the bedevilments. In fact, we'll probably end up talking about the bedevilments a little bit. Bedevilments are on page 52. 51. This world of ours has made more material progress in the last century than all the millenniums which went before. Now, this was written in 1939. Think of all the material progress that we've made now. A lot more. We've made a lot. We've had a lot more material progress, especially in the last 20 years. Yeah. Almost everyone knows the reason. Students of ancient history tell us that the intellect of these men in those days was equal to the best of today. So all you people running around thinking you know more, saying AA is antiquated, thinking that you are more intelligent than the people in the 30s, you're wrong. You're not. They didn't have Google. See, they had to put a lot more effort into things than we did now in order to get an answer to something. Of course, nowadays, the places where we get information are full of bad information. So maybe it's not easier. Might be a little bit more confusing. All right. Yet in ancient times, material progress was painfully slow. The spirit of modern scientific inquiry, research, and invention was almost unknown. In the realm of the material, men's minds were fettered by superstition, tradition, and all sorts of fixed ideas. Some of the contemporaries of Columbus thought a round earth preposterous. Others came near putting Galileo to death for his astronomical heresies. Heresies is a fun word to say. Heresies. All right. And 3 people just started following me for my short video. That's cool. I had one to win I had over 1,000 views. Wow, thank you everyone. I mean, I know that doesn't seem big or huge to other people, but for me, it means progress. So, all right. We had to ask ourselves this: are not some of us just as biased and reasonable about the realm of the spirit as they were about the ancients, as were the ancients about the realm of the material? When the internet first came out, it was a heresy. It was forbidden. I remember when text messaging came out, people complained about that too. AT&T started it, right? And people were like, "Oh, text messaging, that's gonna be nothing." And look what happened. It took off. Hmm. A lot of things in this world. Um, right? Even in the present century, American newspapers were afraid to print an account of the Wright brothers' first successful flight of Kitty Hawk. Had not all efforts at flight failed before? Did not Professor Langley's flying machine go to the bottom of the Potomac River? Was it not true that the best mathematical minds had proved that man could never fly? Had not people said God had reserved this privilege to the birds? Only 30 years later, the conquest of air was almost an old story, and airplane travel was in full swing. Now, for some of us, including me, we don't know of a time where airplane travel wasn't available. Since I can remember, you could always travel by airplane, right? So some of these things that we do, we take advantage of because we don't realize, like when your electricity goes out in your house, don't you feel very inconvenienced? Some people get really mad when their power goes out. My power went out the other day. Oh well. You know what happened? I waited and it came back on. I got a lot of work in the garage done, even though it was cold. Why not? Right? So, what we're talking about is how these conveniences can also lead to our frustrations, right? That we're all on an equal plane here, huh? Right? We're all equal. But in most fields, our generation has witnessed complete liberation of our thinking. Show any longshoreman a Sunday supplement describing a proposal to explore the moon by reusing a rocket, and he will say, I bet they do it. Maybe not so long either. Again, this was written in 1939. And what happened? What happened? We went to space. We went to the moon. All right. Just so you know, they didn't have CGI in 1969. Okay. They didn't have that stuff. All right. And we still don't buy what's her name going all the way up to that whole, yeah. Now that was CGI. Anyway, all right. It happened. Absolutely. Got to take care of something here real quick because today is my day. Today is my day to host. So I'm just letting everybody know that the meeting starts in 30 minutes. If you would like to go to our meeting, then yeah, let me know. All right. Is not our age characterized by the ease with which we discard old ideas for new, by the complete readiness with which we throw away the theory or gadget which does not work for something new which does? This is about staying open minded. Okay. I've been in AA long enough. I've watched AA change. It's supposed to. It's supposed to conform to what is currently going on. That's what it's supposed to do. Right? We had to ask ourselves why we shouldn't apply to our human problems the same readiness to change our point of view. Right? Because, oh, well, that's going to inconvenience me if that happens, you know, da 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 da. Right? Oh, poor guy. Right? So what was going on? Well, we were having trouble with personal relationships. These are the bedevilments. Okay. And when somebody wants to declare that they are not the same alcoholic as everybody else, maybe they think that because you have a couple cars in the garage and that you held a job, paid your bills, that you were a functioning alcoholic. And I can understand why you would think that way. Absolutely, I do. I get that. I'm just going to let you know it's not true. Functioning alcoholism is a oxymoron, actually. Right? It's not about the material possessions, and that's what we're trying to get through to people. Okay. That's why I believe in recovery equity. Oh, you have a little bit more money, so you get to go to some posh treatment center? No. No is the answer. No. They should all go to the same treatment center. These people are not any different. That's the point. All right. And I'm sorry, but if you go to treatment and it has a hot tub and a pool and tennis courts and a lake, you're not in treatment, you're on vacation. And no, thank you. Does it look nice to do for a month and relax and get to know people for 30 days? Absolutely, it does. It's a very expensive vacation, is what it is. We're having trouble with personal relationships. We couldn't control our emotional natures. We were a prey to misery and depression. We couldn't make a living. We had a feeling of uselessness. We were full of fear. We were unhappy. We couldn't seem to be of real help to other people. Was not the basic solution of these bedevilments more important than whether we should see new reels of lunar flight? Of course it was. All right. So we got to quit wondering about the state of the world when we have our own bedevilments. These are distractions. And it happens to me too. I get distracted easily. When we saw others solve their problems by simple reliance upon a spirit of the universe, we had to stop doubting the power of God. Our ideas did not work, but the God idea did. All my best thoughts got me drunk, got me in jail. Okay. When Dion's drinking, words like 72-hour hold are on the table. No, thank you. I was just talking with somebody. They just got out of Denver Cares. I told them, you don't ever have to go through that again if you don't want to. Ever again. In fact, next time, let's hope the next time you go to Denver Cares is because you're helping somebody else out and you get to walk out because you have not been drinking. He's like, yeah, now that sounds cool. See? Okay. That was neat because he made his own decision. He made his own decision on this. It was so cool. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And keep on trudging.